On today's episode of PJ and the Beard, we're going to be doing what we like to call Welcome to the Channel. But before we're telling you what we're welcoming to the channel, I'd like to ask you to consider subscribing to the channel, clicking on the notification bell. Your interaction with us helps us interact great people in the industry. And before we get into the actual guitar we're going to talk about today, oops, we're doing a guitar, I told you. We want to talk about this guitar. This was our first foray into the PRS SE world. It is the Silver Sky SE. We got this in. There's probably a card up there for that. We really love this guitar. Love it enough that I bought a second one to have away from here because we like to leave this one here. It's been a great guitar. So the Beard's going to tell you what we got in and why based on that guitar I was just holding.
Right. So that SE experience has been pretty good.
Yeah.
And so PRS comes out with another SE and we're like, and I, we'll try and keep it short tonight, not go down the rabbit hole too much, but the Grissom, the DGT SE, I have an original.
That's right.
Joking, right? So I have, one of my favorite guitars of all time, or probably my favorite guitar of all time, is my McCarty. We're PRS fanboys, but this has been my favorite guitar since like 2000, right? Love it. And this model, Grissom says to PRS, I want a guitar that sounds like the one from Live at the Fillmore. I think it was Dwayne's guitar, Live at the Fillmore. Something that has that kind of tone. PRS hooks up with Ted McCarty. They come up with the McCarty. If you don't know the story, go check it out. It's really cool. But then this, over the years, has morphed into the DGT.
Right. Which
we've always been kind of curious about, but it's always been kind of like out of the range of what we're going to spend to get in.
Right.
Now we have the SE, which is in the range of what we're going to spend to get it. So was there anything... So for me, it was, hey, this is an extension of a guitar that I really love.
Yeah, and for me, I have a 2001 single cut. It's a gold top, as well as what we're about to show you. And I like options, right? So I like the traditional single cut layout. I love to put it in the middle and maybe take a little bit of the bridge out and add a little bit. I don't do volume knob a lot, but I would blend here. So I like the concept of I can blend my pickups. I can make it super bitey if I want to. I can blend it in between. So I've always liked this configuration, which was one of my curiosities about the DGT, being like, okay, a few less knobs, but the ability to blend pickups. That was my curiosity of the DGT.
And I should have mentioned already, a welcome to the channel video is one of our favorites because it means it's a guitar that's not leaving. Right. So this is going to stick around. Pat was right. Gold top. Dark back.
Yeah, mahogany. Yep.
I love the gold on it. I do. It's a little, I think we said a little brighter.
Yeah, it's almost the same color as the font on the PRS Experience shirt. Yeah, this is a little bit different. But it's also, my goodness, 20 years old. So,
all right. So we're not going to run every single spec on it. The specs are out there. I know there's a bunch of videos out there. I know there's, you can go to PRS's website. The specs are there. You can stop by anybody that sells them. The specs are there. A couple things we wanted to point out that we thought were cool. The maple top.
Love the maple top.
Yeah, you can see it. So it looks like bonding. It's not bonding. That's the actual maple top. And they did a really, really nice job. The paint job on it's great. Of course, you have a tremolo system, which none of the PRS guitars I have a tremolo system except for my part ownership, maybe of the Silver Sky there. Moon inlays. Here's the thing that just totally, we were like, what is going on when we first opened it? And I had to watch a few videos before I saw somebody mention it because I wanted to make sure. Like I knew it was right, but I was like, is it right?
Why this one wrong?
Right. This volume knob is your bridge pickup. Second volume knob is your neck pickup. It's exactly opposite of what intuitively you think it would be. And then you have your push-pull to split your coils and control your tone. Your three-way toggle. We watched some interviews.
5-Volt World.
5-Volt, yeah, he did a great interview with David.
For over an hour. Yeah, it was great. It was a great conversation.
And one of the things he said that we've mentioned a couple times tonight, about 95% of his time spent on the back pickup. Which you'll see in the video, I think makes sense because we've said it's the magic pickup of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the controls. So let's jump into it. You want to clip first or?
You want to do clip first, or you want to do all the tones?
Oh, all the tones.
Let's do all the tones. So I took the guitar through the tones, and if I remember exactly what I did, I started in the bridge, full humbucker, then I pulled up the coil tap, which they say is a 75-25 split, gets a little bit in the Gretsch territory. Then I flipped it back down to full humbucking, put it in the middle, both pickups, split both of them. When you pull it up, it splits both at the same time, back down to the neck, split, and then out. And this is what it sounded like.
So that's the sound of all three pickups. So for the first clip here, I'm a big volume knob guy. This scares me. I'm not going to lie. Having two volume knobs scare me. I told somebody recently that PRS ruined me on having two volume knobs. Any like Les Paul style guitar, because I want to know where that volume knob is when I switch pickups. So what did I do? Plugged in a Barber Electronics direct drive, and I'm just really exploring volume up and down. How does it clean up? Switching the pickups around a little bit. Basically, it's the neck and the bridge, and moving the volume knobs around. See what it sounds like.
For the next clip, even though I'm not a volume knob guy, I try to be a volume knob guy because of this guitar, and because I recently got this as a birthday gift from my brother. It is a Dunlop Joe Bonamassa mini fuzz face. So for those of you who know about fuzz, they can really change their attack and characteristic based on the volume knob. So I tried a little something here. I tried it back on the bridge, of course, because we decided that was the magic pickup. Tried to work the volume knob a little bit, and I may have even knocked it down into full humbucking at the very end. Maybe not. I don't remember. But
you did have it split for most of it.
Right.
Yeah.
You'll see if I did it or not, but here it is. As fun as it is to record clips, it's even more fun to sit down and jam a little bit, at least most of the time.
Most of the time, sometimes
I'm trying to figure out what to play, and
Yes.
are we inspired or not inspired?
But so Pat got to take this one for a spin.
And in my search for inspiration, I took my trusty moldy oldie 1980 tube screamer off of the shelf. Had to slap a battery in it so I could get it to work. And the way I wanted to approach this is I put it in the neck and I rolled the volume back so I had a little bit of a cleaner sound. And then I had the rear pickup wide open, split, and I just slapped it back and got more aggressive as I played. And eventually I know I knocked it into full humbucking in this clip. And I used the ever-present DLS Echo Tour for a little sweetener.
All right, so for the next clip, I grabbed new to the channel. It's only been around, but it's been on a few videos already. The LPD 55, a tweed style pedal. Really falling in love with that pedal. Grabbed that, and there's a band that I've been watching lately that I really like, and so maybe using something that sounds like them, but it doesn't sound a lot like them because the timing is horrible. So.
Because we don't want to be demonetized.
It's all about the tone, not about the timing. Here you go.
So that's what it sounded like with the tweed pedal. I thought it sounded great. For my last clip, I was very bold and I ended up not using any kind of drive. I was like, wait, what? Because I already did This Is My Clean Tone segment, but I just really wanted to hear what the pickup sounded. I think I put them in the middle, probably both pretty close to wide open. Again, maybe favoring the bridge to bring some brightness back. Mm-hmm. And I played kind of the riff that we were playing in our Leslie Sound series. And this is what it did.
that was our first clips with the DGT.
Mm-hmm.
Keep messing that up. We are. It's going to be around a lot. Well, you're going to see it on the show a lot, I think. We're really happy with it so far. We do have one more jam coming up with it. We're going to put that at the end. Final thoughts before we get to the jam, and then that will be it, I guess. So, any final thoughts on a guitar that's not going anywhere?
Yeah, it's not going anywhere, and I think I had a gig I wasn't planning on Saturday, and I had my pedal board all torn apart, like the one pedal board I have that's a real pedal board. And so I said, "Hey, can I grab the travel board?" And he's like, "Sure." And while you're here, let's do a little unboxing. So we unboxed this, and I literally took it with me and played a 3-hour gig. And I like to use the word coax. I coaxed some stuff out. I was trying to figure it out between the 3-way toggle, the push pull, the volume knobs, and I got some good stuff out of it, and then got to play with it a little bit more tonight. I think I'm really going to enjoy figuring out really interesting ways to use this, because it's you can go to the rear and split and unsplit, and you can go to the middle and do all of that. You can go just to the neck. So when I say explore, the one thing I did, neck, turn the volume back a little bit, rear wide open, flip it back. So there's all kinds of options, even though David features this one or focuses on this one, and I understand why. I'm an options guy. I like neck pickups, so it's going to be interesting to see how I morph into this guitar. Maybe, I don't know. I really do like it though. It's the fit and finish is good. I think it's the neck is a little different for us as you get higher on the higher frets.
Seems a little widen out or something.
Is it compensated at the bottom? But anyway, I think it's great. I was really excited to get it in. I was interested in the core, and every time I tried to think about getting a core, I'm like, well, I use my kidneys daily, so I'm going to have to figure out another way. And here it is. So we're real happy. And I think the way they marketed this with the build-up videos and the backstories made it even that more interesting. And how involved David Grissom was in this was really interesting to me.
Right. You played it Sunday morning, then I played it. So for an hour, hour rehearsal with it, and then we played, and I really enjoyed it. It was very, do you know how like sometimes just something new is inspiring, I think.
Yeah.
And so that weirdness with the volume knobs. The first time, like basically live, the first time when you're like, oh, I keep turning it down, but it doesn't seem to be cleaning up because I'm on the wrong volume knob. So it took me a little bit by the end of the, whatever I had it. Yeah, I thought there was some really interesting tones in it. I like the trem is really nice. It's not a dive bomb kind of thing, but you can just kind of touch it and get that little... I think
it's like a man bridge, like the ones they put on in the beginning, and I have a CE24 with one of these on there, and they are nice. One very similar to this.
Yeah, it's floating. So, I mean, you can get... Not like my Strat, where I really have to, like... Right. You can just...
They said it's made for a little vibrato, like he's not looking to Eddie Van Halen, but yeah.
Yeah, so I like that. The splitting the coils sounded really good. The neck pickup, even like with the drive pedal on in my rig that I'm used to, rolling the volume back, it cleaned up really nice. So everything about it really like. Plus, I gotta tell you, I'm a sucker for the gold. So
they do make this in a flame top. It costs a little bit more. Yeah, and I'm happy with this one. I like this.
So he didn't have a choice,
right?
I love gold guitars, and I was doing the legwork, so this one came in gold. It wasn't even a question.
You get gold and moons, or flame top and birds, and look what we got.
Yeah, it wasn't even a question. So the gold top is cool.
It is.
Everything about it felt cool. I really dug it. I'm glad it's sticking around. I'm glad it's not something we have to like kind of rush through. We can take our time with it. So with that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hitting that subscribe button. Clicking the notification bell. Anytime you interact with the show, like Pat said, it really helps us out and helps us keep bringing cool stuff in. And so with that, we have one more jam.
One more jam.
So,
but on the way to the jam, just remember, I'm PJ on behalf of the Beard. No matter what you hear, you never have too much gear. If it's gold, PRS, SE, core, doesn't matter.